How do you get the crispiest fish for the ultimate fish taco? Well, here we go, my friends. We're gonna walk you through it step by step. This is my crispy fried fish taco. So to get that ultimate crispy beer battered fish, there are a few pretty simple but very key things you need to do to get it just right. Before we get to the fish batter though, let's get going on a few of our little condiments for the end, because you want to have everything prepped and ready to go by the time that fish comes out of that hot oil. So we're going to make some pickled onion first of all, and all we need to do is, this is so simple, you have your lovely little sort of slices of red onion, and you just need a lime, and then a little sprinkling of salt. Give that a mix. And I love that these guys go like a beautiful, almost like translucent ruby red kind of color. They really make a nice little picture on our taco a little bit later on. Second thing we need to do is make a very simple little creamy sauce. So I like to start out with some Japanese mayo. This is some Kewpie mayonnaise. And again, another squeeze of lime and a little bit of salt. Give that a mix. All right, so that is pretty much it for our condiments, guys. Now we're getting down to the business end. We need to make really crispy, amazing battered fish. So for the beer batter, this is like my go-to beer batter. I love this one. It is a recipe I use constantly in my kitchen. There's a few things you gotta do to get it right though. So everything here, even your flour, should be really cold. When the cold battered fish hits the hot oil, that's when we're gonna get the really lovely crispiness. So flour's been in the fridge, my fish's been in the fridge, my beer, everything. Now, let's get going on mixing the batter itself. So I've got some all-purpose flour here, or plain flour. And then I like to cut my plain flour with a little bit of corn flour, or cornstarch if you're in the US. So this guy is gonna lighten up the flour a little bit more and make things more kind of airy and crispy and all that kind of thing. Now my other little secret weapon here is some baking powder. Now the baking powder, when it hits that hot oil, starts to make everything kind of go all bubbly and crispy and lovely. So another little secret there. And then we want some salt for seasoning, of course. Just whisk together those dry ingredients. And now here comes the beer. So again, this is another little secret weapon for us to get some real crispiness, because the beer is obviously fizzy. So we've got more bubbles and things kind of exploding in the hot oil. Well, we don't want an explosion. We want little explosions. And that's gonna keep everything bubbly and crispy again. So pour that in. And you want just enough beer here to kind of keep things, you actually want this batter to be a lot thinner than you think it should be. So this is the kind of texture that you're looking for. It's almost like, kind of like a heavy cream or a pouring cream. All right, and we're good to go. Let's get our fish prepped up. Now here's one more little crucial step that I think a lot of recipes miss out on. If you just go and dip that fish into the batter straight away, the fish has still got kind of, it's a little bit moist on the outside. It's harder for that batter to stick to it. So what I like to do is just dip my fish into just a little bit of corn flour, just lightly toss them around. Make sure you really pat that excess off. And now comes the really fun part, guys. So take one of your fish fillets, dip it into that batter. It should feel really nice and cold, and then straight into your hot oil. Oh, I love that sizzle. Okay, keep going. You want to work fast here. You don't want that batter to warm up too much. And now check out that golden deliciousness. I mean, I just love it. It really is a little pot of sizzling joy here. All right, keep turning those fish fillets over, and I can already tell, I can feel how firm and crispy that batter is. Now these only need about 3 or 4 minutes, and you know what's really magic about this kind of battering is, just imagine what's happening. So that fish inside is steaming, so it's gonna stay nice and juicy and moist, and then the outside is getting all crisp and lovely. So it really is pure magic. Now, everything is looking beautifully golden. I am gonna grab these out. Just wanna drain them on some paper towel. And then you want to hit them with a little bit of salt, just like anything that comes out of some hot oil. That's always a good idea. And now just have a listen to this crispiness. I mean, I think I've said crispy way too many times in this video. But it's what we're doing. Anyway, someone write down a whole lot of adjectives below that are not crispy that mean the same thing. That would be great, thank you. Listen to this though. That is the sound of pure happiness, my friends. But let's open one of these guys up so you can actually see what I'm talking about with the fish inside and that steam and the crispiness. So I'll just pull one of these guys open. So now let's put these bad boys together. All right, starting off with my tortillas. Now I've had these keeping warm in a little tea towel, and let's put one of those. Flour or corn, up to you. I'm doing flour today. And now a little bit of shredded cabbage. Now I like to go in with my sauces on the bottom because I don't want my fish to get all soggy. So, you know, I'm all about structural integrity. So just a drizzle of our mayonnaise sauce. And there's been nothing spicy yet, so I know, you know, what is that? I'm going to use my coconut sriracha here as my hot sauce. You guys can use whatever hot sauce you love. I particularly love this one, and it is hot. Now, a little bit of avocado. I'm going to pop our fish on top. And then have a look at our red onion here. Look at that beautiful pop of pink color. Oh, I love it. Now just a little sprinkling of coriander. Now we just need a wedge of lime. So there you go, guys. My crispiest beer battered fish taco. I can't wait to get into this one. Okay, squeeze of lime. Oh, look at that, so exciting. This is probably gonna get messy. I'll apologize in advance. Holy smokes. That is such a huge explosion of flavor. There is so much going on here. There is that crispy fish and that beautiful like salty onion, and then the spicy sauce and the creamy sauce and wow. All the things, guys, all the things. Oh, this is so good. Ah. Yum.